issue that needs to be sorted out. And the issue of employing people, ladies and gentlemen, my first speaker came up here and said it. If you are still in that job, and after 6 months you are offered a job within that sector because legal aid needs lawyers, and you're there for 2 months, and they're like, hey, you're a good guy, come over here and work, then you've got a job, and that sort of creates, solves the issue that we're currently dealing with. You're currently then employed, but it also deals with the factor that you would not have had a job before, you would have stayed at home with no money, your car goes, your house goes, and you fall into a pit where you can't pay for anything, and that is a bigger problem to our society, and that's what we need to drive home today. So let me get into my positive matter, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have to excuse me, I'm speaking very fast, there are lots of things that I need to say. So if you can't catch me, please write it down. Alright, let's move on. I'll start off with the benefits to society. This is something that I'm going to talk about. The benefits to society. We know that there's a high unemployment rate within our country, there's a high employment rate within the world. So it's very difficult for someone, for instance, after they've lost their job, to just sit at home and just, wait for something to happen, and then their house will get paid off, and with that hope. So what we're doing with the system we're proposing is that if you were earning 10,000 Rand, ladies and gentlemen, very simply, if you contributed, your employer contributed, and due to the government subsidy that you will be given, you will earn a percentage of that money that you were paid. So if you were paying for 4 years, for instance, you get that money, and what it ends up working up to is that we're not giving you a full 10,000 Rand, but you're getting about 58% of that. So you're getting 5,800 Rand instead of the zero you would have gotten if you weren't employed at all, ladies and gentlemen. You can pay for your kids' school fees, you can still buy things in society, and these benefits will further be outlined within my speech. So let me get into the issue of society and how society benefits from this in total. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's the issue of criminality, something that we can't run away with in our society, where people are jobless, they're unemployed. What they end up doing is that they jump into a pit where they might go out there and commit crimes. So if you're employed rather, and you have to go to the office where you are picking up papers, or you have to go and write tickets once a day, or you're working for 20 hours a week, whatever it may be, you are out there and you're actively busy doing something. Because idle hands are the devil's work, devil's playground, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll be out there trying to steal and doing other things because you'll be supporting yourself. And what they're suggesting to us is that don't give this guy money at all, he can live somehow. And what we're saying is that we will give you money so that you're able to still support yourself, yet you still go out there and still seek a job, ladies and gentlemen. So they're agreeing with us on one point. Go out there, employ this person, but we give you money at the same time so that you don't fall into a pit that you can't handle. Now, another thing that needs to be covered, ladies and gentlemen, is the cover of jobs that aren't taken. Now, we know that within our municipal systems, there are places that are very dirty, places that need to be cleaned up, and we don't have the manpower to facilitate and have people do these jobs. So what we're doing is we're placing you within that sector so that we're getting something back as government. If you've contributed 1% and your employer's contributed 1%, government needs to cover the rest of that money, ladies and gentlemen. These are thousands and thousands and thousands of rands, and this money needs to be gotten back somehow. So why not make you work for this money, ladies and gentlemen? We're not saying you're a slave or anything that they've suggested. No, you're just working a number of hours a week, you're given time to go look for a job somewhere else, and this is how it would work, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing we need to issue and look out for is the development of society. How does society develop from this? Well, if you're out there picking up pieces of paper, that means our community is cleaner. If you're out there writing tickets, that means that less people are parking illegally on the streets, we have busier districts, we have trucks that are able to park in loading zones where your car is not parked anymore, and society and the economy grows from that no matter how you look at it. So that's an issue that needs to be covered. And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly jump into it, is the issue of economics within societal benefit. Economics work very simply, money is kept within the system. Okay, let's hear what you have to say quickly.
Now, so you're saying that these people will get training. Don't you think that's going to cost the government even more than welfare already does?
Alright, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Very simply, our job as government is to skill those that are unskilled, is it not? We complain about this, we say this daily, we need to skill, we need to skill, we need to skill. So let's go out there and skill these people, ladies and gentlemen. So what if you don't find a job? Are they saying, you need to be left there skillless? We are giving you a skill, which is something we would have done in the end in any case. We are giving you a skill so that you are going out there and making something of yourself within society. And then maybe because of that skill we've given you, you are then able to find a job some other time within the sector that you're working. That has been covered. Let's move on. It's the issue of government. How does government benefit from this? Very simply, they have a database. If you have gone out there, written down things, you are there registered, you are part of the database that says, this person is going out there and he can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills. We need someone in our department that can do that. Come over, you've got a job. Done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that needs to be looked at is government investing in the individual where normally they had nothing back. First speaker has covered this. We're saying we've given you money this whole time. Can we get something back once in a while? And this is where they're getting something back. Another issue is that we maintain a level of employment. They're suggesting that we have unemployment outright. If you're unemployed, if we employ you within a sector, our employment levels stay the same instead of dropping, and that becoming a bigger burden to our society. And the issue is that there's a welfare burden that needs to be tackled as well, ladies and gentlemen. There are people that are out there that are hungry, and they're clearly suggesting to us that, if you are out there, you shouldn't be able to work for anything. You should just sit down on your bum and wait for money to come to you. So what if we said to you, and this is basically our burden of proof for the day, it is beneficial to the government, it is beneficial to society, and it's beneficial to the individual for government to do this, and we propose this.
Just like the previous speaker, now we're going to have the next speaker from Reith, going to lead the opposition
Greetings to the Harlem Chamber. I'm the second speaker from the opposition government here to oppose this motion that says that this House believes that unemployed people should be made to work for their welfare money. Now, as the opposition, we are opposing this motion. What am I here to do? I'm here to attack, defend, and also move on to my positive matters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me move on to my rebuttal. Now, the first speaker came up here and talked about most unemployed people pay to this system. Now, if we take them back to work, now they will be working for the money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the opposition, we are saying that let us not make them work because they're working twice for the salary they already acquired. What does this mean? This means that if when they were working, because they said unemployed people, they are specifically talking to people about people who worked and now are maybe retrenched or out of job. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these people have been paying tax to the community, to the society of South Africa. These people have been contributing to the growth of this country. So now, how do you say they must work twice for the same money they worked for before they were unemployed? We are saying they should not do that. We are saying that rather give these people we're saying that these people. We're saying that these people should not work for the money they already paid, for the money they already worked for in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, they came up here and talked about. They came up here and talked about these people were former taxpayers. Exactly our point. These people were former taxpayers, which means if you're making them work again for the tax money they gave to the government, it's making them work twice for the salary. Now, ladies and gentlemen, noted. So now, ladies and gentlemen, what do we mean by this? We mean that these people cannot work twice for the money they worked for before they were unemployed.
Okay, 1% is contributed by the government, by the employer, one by the employee, and the majority of the money is contributed by the government. How the government get their money back?
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the problem. The government doesn't have money currently to even support the welfare system that is already in South Africa. So how do you suggest that the government now make this money available? The money is not there. People on welfare currently are 14 million in South Africa. The money that is given out for welfare is not even enough to support these people. So how now do you come and say the government should pop up money? From where? The government doesn't have money. That's why we're saying that do not let these people go back to work or form some of a new salary, because even this welfare money, as little as it is, does not support these people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make this very clear. They came up here and said that we should train these people if there are no jobs available. They clearly say that people who are unemployed mean people who were previously employed, which means they had some sort of skills. So now why are you skilling somebody with a different skill than they had when they were working? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're saying that they shouldn't work for this money. Rather, these people should actually be given this money because they worked for it. They were taxed this money while they were working. Now that they are not working, now these people should not be taxed, should not work again for their money because they previously worked them as they were previously employed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to my positive matters. The motion clearly today states that this House believes that unemployed people should be made to work for their welfare money. What does this mean? It means the money they're getting for welfare, they should work for it. And the money they get for welfare is minimum. What is welfare, ladies and gentlemen? They fail to understand that welfare is assistance. It's provision for minimal standard of living. We are not saying that now these people now let us negotiate, give them 1% from the company, whatsoever. No, welfare money means the money that the government provisions for their standard of well-being to be improved. Now we are saying that the government has the duty to do that. It plays this thing first place, so that they should honor their duty for giving these people welfare. They shouldn't work twice for the salary they worked for before. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these people now are coming here telling us, no, these people should go back to, the government should find jobs. The question is, where is the government going to find these jobs? Where is the government going to find work for these people? There is no work, that's why hence they are unemployed. Now, how do you now find some alternative job to make them work where else they are unemployed? Unemployment means that there were no jobs for them. Now, how do you suggest the government makes jobs out of the blue? It doesn't happen like that. My positive matters. my positive method, wage inequality. Ladies and gentlemen, if this motion states that these people should work for their welfare wages, it means that if I'm going to work in whatever job these people claim that the government will give you, you're working for the welfare money. The welfare money is very little. And if I am to be placed in a job where somebody earns 1,000 rand and I earn 290 rand, that is wage inequality. Now, it does not become rational because these people are doing the same job but getting different kinds of money because clearly the motion says welfare money. So these people are working for actually minimum standard of living. The cost, ladies and gentlemen, this person to go to work, the transport is a cost. The taking care of their children while they're at work is an extra cost. It's an extra cost. So we are saying that let us not do this because it's costing us more. More of the money that we don't even have, more of the money that the government can't even afford to pay everyone on welfare, like cannot subsidize everyone on welfare because this welfare is just a provision of minimal standards of living. My second point, these people now are saying that no, we should take these people to work because if they're sitting down, then they're doing nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can force a horse to the river, but you cannot make it drink water. You cannot force it to drink water. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that if you're going to force somebody to work in a place where they didn't want to work, their productivity level will be minimum. And this will encourage incompetence in the workplace. Because these people won't be working to the best of their ability because they're just working for welfare money, which is minimal standards of living. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying is that, no, let us not do this. Rather, let us regulate this welfare more. Let us make it more strict. That we follow up. What are these people doing with the welfare money that we are giving to them? Are they enhancing their education, their basic education, which is already free in South Africa, that we don't even have to put more money to invest in that? We need to go back and check and make this regulation stricter so that we know that these people are using this minimum wage to the